So normally I don't like covering vague leaks and rumors. If there's not enough information to really go off something, then more than likely it's probably just a fake leak trying to pull at the heartstrings of fans. And I feel the same exact way about this leak currently. It's kind of too vague to actually go off of anything, but due to the leaker's recent credibilities, then maybe it has some reliability. He released this around December 14th, so there's currently a NeoGAF user slash Resetera user known as Mokolostrokolos. Why am I even adding an accent? It's probably like Mokolostrokolos. It doesn't matter. Who claims that there is a new 2D Metroid game in development. He cannot tell us who the development team is because he doesn't want to risk his sources or his leaks, which is understandable. You do get in a lot of trouble for leaking this sort of stuff. All he claims that this game is in early development, really early development, and it's going to be a 2D Metroid game. Now normally with that little amount of information, it's really hard to say if it's true or not. There's literally nothing you can go off other than it's just being made, but I can't tell you who, can't tell you on what, and I cannot tell you when, but it's being made. However, Mokolostrokolos actually has some credibility behind him. He actually teased the announcement of Metroid Samus Returns days prior to when the actual announcement was made, which means he has some sort of connection to Nintendo when it comes to these developments. And honestly, it kind of makes sense that Nintendo's making a 2D Metroid game. It's been stated before that the fate of the Metroid franchise kind of laid on Metroid Samus Returns' success. If that game did well, then it would motivate Nintendo to do more. If that game didn't do well, then it would probably like stifle them from making anything else new. And with all the praise and all the accolades and all the good review scores that Metroid Samus Return had, as well as the really positive general reception the game had, maybe this showed Nintendo that Metroid is well beloved within the community and thus gave them motivation to actually work on another 2D Metroid game relatively recent compared to Metroid Samus Return's release. I mean, it's only been a couple months since that game was released and now they're at the early stages of making a new 2D Metroid game. And the thought of having a new 2D Metroid game really does give me a lot of hope because what 2D Metroid game is everyone looking for? Maybe a sequel to Metroid Fusion? Who knows? I mean, it's early development, but I wouldn't get your hopes too high. As he stated before, it's in early development. There's really nothing concrete to really go off. They can say they're making a 2D Metroid game, but like halfway through development just immediately change everything to something else just because of why not? Stuff like that happens all the time. Nothing's ever concrete when it comes to these early development stages. Remember when Metroid Prime Federation Force was supposed to be its own new IP until they decided to change it partway through? Same thing could happen with this game. They could be making a Metroid game and halfway through change it to be something new. All we can really do is just sit here and see what happens in the future. But what do you guys think? Do you actually believe in these possible rumors and leaks for another 2D Metroid game being released? Do you think this is just too vague or just not enough information to really be absolute about? And if this is going to be a new 2D Metroid game, what story do you want to see or what console do you want this to be on? I personally want a sequel to Metroid Fusion and I would really love it to have it on the Switch because honestly, the portability of the Switch with how amazing the games look on that console, a 2D Metroid game would be freaking perfect, but that's just me hoping. So feel free to comment what you think. That being said, I'm the Metroid Trainer. I hope this rumor is true because I'm really hoping for a new 2D Metroid game and I'll be seeing you next time.